Hey guys, Ben here. So, I wasn't planning on taking this blaster apart again, but some of you guys wanted to know how I did it, so I figured I'd make a video. Um, I mentioned video footage of me building the blaster on Reddit. This obviously isn't the footage I was talking about because I'm taking it apart. But so everything comes apart just like normal, and then I still have the screws in here. Probably gonna fall out, but I that is just solid um, resin that you can get from Smooth On. Basically, I had to go right up against this line right here. So the groove for the slide, I had to go cut right up against it. So all of this is Centurion, and then I have a polycarbonate L-shaped piece right here, and all that's doing is protecting the garbage in the front, which I'll show you in a second. So this is the inside, and basically I cut off. This is pretty comprehensive, so if you don't understand this, I apologize, but there's only so much I can do right now. This is just a quick overview. Basically, you have all of your Centurion mechanics. This is the Centurion dart tooth, and what's nice about the Centurion is all you have to do is push back on this lever and it'll drop the dart tooth. And so there's actually a lever on the slide itself that I'm actually using. I had to carve down this part right here by quite a bit, but other than that it works, and it just hits up against here. And so that's the dart tooth mechanic. I had to line everything up here. I had to cut off the part right here on the Magnus. Luckily, the Magnus is very simple. All you need are these two parts in the housing, and so you can just snip that straight off. That is not very clean, but this is more of a proof of concept at the time, and I really didn't care. I just snapped it off, and I wasn't planning on going quite this far, but obviously it works now, so I would Dremel that if I did it again. The well just happens to fit in between this bracket, so that's good. I'm not quite sure. I might have to take this apart further. I wasn't planning on doing this, I apologize. I might not be able to. No, I'm not gonna mess with that right now. I don't know if you can see, but in there, right where my finger is, right there, you can see a spring, and that's basically just, I drilled a hole on the other side of this bracket, and I looped the spring through, and then I attached it to where the spring normally is on the Magnus. Now I'm not quite sure what that's accomplishing. It basically just keeps everything tight so that the plunger tube isn't rattling around in there. Not quite sure what that does. I'm pretty sure it was a part of the unjamming mechanism, but it's just how the blaster was, so I put it back in there. It's just the spring tension is held on a different way, if that makes any sense. I had to put a spacer right here because, again, this is so tight on the shell that it was pressing up against this and wasn't quite allowing it back. It was allowing it forward just fine, but it just relies on this tiny little spring to come back, and so it was getting caught at the very last second, so I had to put that in there. Everything's been re-lubricated, obviously. I cut this down, and it's on the other side of this, so you can't see it, but I had to put a polycarbonate spacer here so that it wasn't torquing, because this thing wants to get out of alignment. You can see a screw right here, and that's also helping the spring in alignment, because usually this comes out further, but obviously cut that down. Pretty much everything in the magazine well, that's just stock, and everything else just kind of pops in. So yeah, you can see where I put the epoxy putty, and this is held together with, like I said, the smooth on stuff, just the resin, and then the outside is epoxy putty. If you look at, I don't have the link right now, but if you look at Coop's video on his Poon bow, he got this like epoxy putty tub, and I checked that out, and that's actually really good stuff. Apparently it's expensive. I got it while it was on sale, fortunately, but yeah. So that's my terrible overview. This is just kind of a proof of concept, let you know, have any idea how it works. Some of the more comprehensive people on Reddit might get this, but I assume the majority. That's kind of condescending. I don't mean to sound like that, but honestly, if someone showed me this, I probably wouldn't get it. This is trial and error, and I almost failed this mod several times. Honestly, I just got lucky. So now that I know how to do it, I can reproduce it. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. If I forgot anything. And just for the record, it does take stock magazines. There's nothing modded about this. So, yeah, thanks for watching.